Hey there viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on Studio Series Blackout. Now, this is a figure that I've been wanting for quite a while, and, well, the reason why is because just look at this guy. This guy is huge. I feel that this guy and Grimlock are some of the biggest leader class figures in Studio Series. Like, I know that the rotors sort of make up most of the size of this vehicle mode, but still, this is a really big vehicle mode. So, yeah. Not to mention, Blackout was the first Transformer that we saw in the first film. So, he is a bit special. So, yeah. Now, looking at the box, of course, this is one of the first Studio Series releases. Like, this is number 8, I believe. Yeah, it's number 8, so this is one of the first wave Studio Series figures, so got to one of the boxes that still had the plastic window. So you can see that this is before they enlarged the artwork. Got Blackout right there. And he's doing something that the toy can't do. He's using his rotors as a weapon. I'm pretty sure he did that in the film, and his original toy can do that, but this figure cannot do that. So, but yes, he's number 8 in the Studio Series line, so this is quite an early figure. Decepticon Blackout from the first film. The side we got a picture of his face. Of course, one of those weird insectoid Decepticon faces from the first few films. This side we got him in robot mode. And the back got him in both modes. Big screen inspired. And of course, the Desert Base Assault, which is the first scene in the first film. And he even comes with Scorponok. And even says what he does in that scene, because if anything, the only other scene is him getting shot by Lennox and dying. So, and we got some other figures. We got Grimlock, which I do have, and that's actually one of my most viewed videos. So, and we got Prime. So yeah, and of course, you include a backdrop. So we'll just take it out right now. So, getting the backdrop out. Of course, we just got the plastic tray, which they've now phased out. And we got the backdrop. And yeah, that's the first scene, alright. We've got all the helicopters. We've got a jet right there. So we can just put him right there and just emulate the scene where he's transforming. Of course, this is more of a robot mode. So we'll come back to... So yeah, we'll just come back to this. And let's look at the actual figure. And of course, as I mentioned, this is a huge boy. In fact, the rotors are sort of making it hard to put this at the back, but you can just see how big this is. And yeah, this is pretty sure this is a Sikorsky Pavlo helicopter, if I'm correct. So yeah, this is a really big helicopter, if I made it clear already. In fact, let's just bring in Scorponok already so you can see how big this guy is. So, yeah. But, well, looking at all the details, because there are quite a few to look at. Of course, we've got the front, I guess, cockpit section. Well, it's not a jet, but we've got the front windows here. We've got a Decepticon insignia. 4500X. Got a front turret. or a gun, so we can just shoot at airborne vehicles. Got the door right there. We can see my best attempts at trying to type this all in correctly, because this is quite the fiddly transformation. Fun, but fiddly. Like, trust me, I would recommend watching a video tutorial on this guy's transformation before you attempt it, because this can get confusing. But we can see like I guess a military star right there. Of course, we have the tail rotor. I can actually look at this. We do have the tail rotor, which actually does see his name right there. So it's like a G2 figure. Here it says USAF. Again, 4500X. Danger, keep away, because this is a spinning rotor. Like, so, we got that. But for the main rotor, well, this one doesn't spin freely. Yeah, this is actually quite stiff, and that is intentional, because of course this forms a bit of his back, and of course it has to like collapse in. If I can actually find the correct spot where it does that. It's right here. Yeah, there we go. So you can see it has to like collapse up for the robot mode. And of course, that's the first bit of transformation that he does in the film. So if you want to like store him in vehicle mode, probably just do that for storage. So yeah. In fact, doing that so we can look at the underneath without the rotors getting in the way. We can see a lot of folded up robots. And we also do have the landing gear here. Like, we got one right here, got two here, and these do not roll. These are just there to prop the helicopter up. But we got lots of folded up robot pieces, and but a tail, well, that's quite hollow, but there is a reason for that, because, well, if we take a little Scorponok here, we can actually fold this up. And I can't really remember which way he goes in, but Scorponok can go in here somehow. And he's meant to peg in. So he can just go in there somehow. Although, of course, me being me, I've forgotten how to do it. There we go. So, yeah, I don't really know how you get that tapped in. I've tried like every position there is, and that sounds weird out of context, but yeah, Scorponok can go into that little cavity there somehow. And I'm pretty sure it's meant to reference how he can like shoot out, and then he can just attack like the Sector 7 soldiers. So, yeah. And I guess we can take this time to look at Scorponok briefly, because there's not really much to talk about here. This is just an accessory after all. It's not like the Rise of the Beast. It's only the Rise of the Beast Studio Series Scorponok, but that's a full-on deluxe. Because, of course, Scorponok didn't transform in the film. It's not like the deluxe in the original Toyland, where he had a full-on robot mode, which was just him standing up. This is just a little accessory. And in fact, fun fact, when we got Grindor in Studio Series, Scorponok was replaced with Ravage. So, cool. Okay. But moving back to Blackout here, that's pretty much all I have to say about the helicopter mode. And overall, I really like this vehicle mode. I mean, seriously, it's big. This would look really cool on a shelf. In fact, it's got like a little mini-com port and the tail rotor there if you want to use that somehow. I think this is probably one of, if not my favorite vehicle mode in Studio Series, because, I mean, this is just so, like, hefty. So, moving on to the transformation, well, that, I'm a bit more, well, if you know this guy's transformation, then you know, because he is a little bit fiddly. You've probably seen like a few panels that are not fully tabbed in, and that's just because if you've transformed this guy, you'll know how much of a struggle this guy can be when you first do it. But well, let's just give this our best shot. So the first thing to do is to just take the rotors here and just collapse them in just like the film does. And then we have to do a bit of parts forming. Yes, I know, but it's gonna be fine. It's weapons parts forming at least. But we just have to take off the tail rotor. So if you're looking for this guy on the secondary market, just be wary of this, okay? Try and make sure that the figure that you're looking for still has this. But just take the tail rotor off, and now the fun can begin. Well, I'm just going to start off by untabbing the arm sections. So just take all this, just get these untabbed like so, and just get these out. Move these little panels down. And let's start off by transforming one arm. So we just get this out. We move this panel here down. We get the hand out. We break it in half. No, not literally break it, but we just break the sculpt by just untapping that and moving that down. Flipping that around and just picking it in. And be wary that this panel comes off quite easily, so be wary in case these are missing if you look for a second-hand copy as well. But we just fold this up, and these should just tab in like so. Then just rotate the forearm around. So that's one arm done. Second arm, just like the first one. So we just untab this, move it down, just take this panel, flip it around. Try not to untab it. Well, try not to take it off the joint, I'm meaning. Untab this section and move it down, get the hand out. And just get these two bits to meet. There's a tab here and a slot here that these will tab into. And just rotate the entire forearm. Just rotate the entire forearm around like so. So now we've got the arms. And let's do the legs next. So we take these panels here, which are the back of the helicopter, and then just untab them. Take this little crotch piece here, move that down. Rotate the legs here. Just rotate the entire leg 90 degrees. Flip around the landing gear. Move the foot down. Come around here. Take this little section, just flip that around. Then just move the panel down, spin it around and push it back up. So now we do have a foot, but we can't really stand him yet because we have to get the head out. So what we're going to do is take these side bits and tap them, move them forward, then open up these bits here which cover the head, or what's going to be the head. And again, you can see what I mean by this being fiddly. There we go. So now we've got this cavity showing. So we can get this Decepticon symbol just moved down, if I can do that. There we go. Open up this front bit of the window. And you see this little button under here? Just push that. And this head will just come popping up. Then we take this entire bit and just flip that around. That also flips up the landing gear. So now we got his chest. So we just come around here and just tap the torso into the crotch section. Also trying to get the legs down. There we go. Also just bend the legs in such a way so we've got chicken legs. Now we've got quite the big backpack, so let's just do that next. So we're just going to fold this up. Open these, if I can actually show this. We're just gonna open these up. Move this up. Take this panel and just extend this upwards. Again, I'm going to do this off camera because doing it at arm's length is just a huge pain and things are getting caught. There we go. So now the back is just folded up like so. Try and get the legs actually standing. Again, this is quite a fiddly transformation. Now we just try and get the arms just tabbed in. I just move this gun down. And I think that's it. And he's a bit too tall to actually show on camera. Okay, there we go. So, one crap show of a transformation later, here we have Blackout in robot mode. And something still got caught. So, finally finishing that transformation. Well, that transformation is not one that should be done at arm's length. Like, as you saw, I had to pause multiple times to get things unstuck. And yeah, overall, that is not a camera friendly transformation. Like, if you're doing it in person, then yeah, it's fine. But just because this is such a really big figure, it's not fun to transform on camera. But in person, yeah, it's fine. And, well, the bigness of, well, this figure's, like, big nature just carries on because, of course, the huge circle that's over his head is not really fully showing. But we'll see that when we look at his head. Because for now, let's do a 360 of this guy. Because, yeah, we can pretty much just see the roses all folded up here, just like how they are in the film. And looking at the head, of course, we got the standard insectoid head that Blackout normally has. And this gun, which, well, if you want to keep this folded up, then you can, but I'm just going to keep it folded down for shelf space later. And, well, of course, we still have one thing left behind. The tail rotor. So what we do with this, just fold this in, and this attaches onto one of the arms. And that pretty much completes the look. I mean, okay. Still Sora parts forming, but it is weapons parts forming. So, if you don't want to, you can leave it off, but that's pretty much just the place to put it for the robot mode. And I guess if you, like, pose it in such a way, it can replicate the rotor spinning weapon. Because, of course, if this guy's rotors cannot come off naturally. So I guess this can be a substitute, I don't know. But anyway, if we bring in Scorponok again, well, I mean, he just stand there and look intimidating, but I'm pretty sure this guy can also hold him, but I'm not really sure how. I'm pretty sure I'm going to struggle to get him to hold it, so let's just not, but let's get a closer look at Scorponok. And we can see he does actually look pretty nice. Got some gold paint right there. Underneath, but yeah, the claws can move, the tail can move, so yeah. And for Blackout himself, well, for this guy's articulation, well, the head can move. Pretty sure it's on a ball joint, so he can look up and down, can look side to side, despite all this crap in the way of his head, so I can't really see that much anyway, because he'll just be seeing this. But, well, his arms can go forward, can't really go back. He can T-pose. He does sort of have a butterfly joint, but that's just because these don't really tap in. Like, this is a widespread thing. These are meant to tab in, but they don't. So he sort of has a butterfly joint. Of course, he's got elbows, bicep rotation. Nothing at the waist, but if we move the gun and this crotch piece up, then, well, he can kick forward on a really tight ratchet joint and come on tab because we're on camera. And, of course, when you're on camera, nothing goes your way. But, of course, he's got really tight ratchets in the... As I was saying, he's got really tight ratchets in the legs, although just be careful in case it's on tabs. But he's also got, I guess, double knee because he's got a joint here and here. So if you want to straighten the leg out, I thought I'm just going to go with the chicken leg look. He's got this weird looking joint here, so there you go. This can swivel. He's got an angle pivot, which that's pretty cool. And of course the legs can move, well the feet can move. Looking at this joint here. And yeah, that's totally not going to scratch in the future. You know, maybe if they had like a little thing covering this at least, but I don't know. So yeah, of course this guy's really bulky, so you're not going to get him into running poses, but you can still get him into intimidating poses. And for Scorponok, I mean, he's just a little scorpion guy. He's just going to, like, run up, attack a Sector 7 guy, and that's it. And of course, you can orientate the kibble on top however you want. So, yeah. And of course, you can put this on the other arm if you want. Seeing how the arms are permanently like this instead of like this, then he can't really hold it. So, yeah. But if we put him on the backdrop, of course, he's going to be taller now, so I'm going to have to raise my damn camera. But we can see that he looks amazing on the backdrop, and of course, nobody really displays the Studio Series figures with the backdrops, but still, I quite like how this looks. And for this figure, I definitely like how this looks. Ow. Now, for Grindor, I have also considered getting him, but of course, that was before I had this guy, and I think for Grindor, that's just going to be a case of if I ever do find him. But for this guy, I mean, dude, this is probably one of my favorite Studio Series figures now, next to Ironhide, Top Kick Ironhide, you know, the one with the cannons. Because, dude, this guy looks amazing in both modes. Transformation, like, once you get used to it, it's fine, but that is not a camera-friendly transformation. And the little Scorponok is just adorable. So, yeah. Now, complaints, aside from the weird transformation that can get a bit fiddly. Of course, as I mentioned, the little symbols end up on the feet, so... And I think in the Joby the Hong video on this guy, his copy actually has them scratched. So be careful when posing this guy in case you scratch the paint on there as well. Also, yeah, the leg ratchets are extremely tight, as you saw, because I ended up undoing the waist when I was trying to move the legs back, so that's another complaint. But if you're just displaying this guy normally, then of course you're not going to be moving the legs, are you? And honestly, I think there's a deal complaint I can think of. I guess that, and well, that's not tabbing in. But hey, free birthday joint. And well, that's pretty much all I have to say about this guy. So, do I recommend him? Come on, of course I recommend him! And, well, seeing how he's in that Decepticon 4-pack with Megatron, Starscream, and I'm pretty sure it's Barricade. Like, if you're willing to drop, like, what, 100-something pounds for the 4 of them, that's honestly a good deal, in my opinion. I don't have Barricade or Megatron, but I do have Starscream, and that's also a really good figure, in my opinion. So, yeah. I definitely do recommend this figure. This is one of my favorite Studio Series figures now. So, if you don't have this yet, if you can find it for a good price, go ahead and get him. Just be wary that the transformation does take a bit of getting used to first. So, yeah. This has been my review on Studio Series Blackout and Scorponok. And this is Charlie Young, signing off.